This is the horseshoe crab. They have existed nearly unchanged for over 445 million years. They are considered living fossils and are one of the oldest species living today on Earth. But how did they survive? The first thing I want to get out of the way is that these creatures are incredibly stupid. They pose no threat to any other animal and live their lives completely oblivious to the world around them. And despite their name, these creatures aren't even crabs. They're more closely related to spiders or arachnids, but without any of the things that spiders have to make them scary. It's a common misconception that horseshoe crabs use their tail as a stinger or a weapon. Their tails are not poisonous, venomous, or have the ability to sting. They are so stupid, in fact, that they often manage to get themselves stranded or stuck on small rocks, leaving them to either starve to death or be eaten by birds and animals. Their tail is actually meant to be used to flip them over when they get stuck like this, but most horseshoe crabs can't even figure that out. They're quite literally bottom feeders and live long, simple lives on the seafloor. But if they're so defenseless and dumb, then how have they managed to live for this long? Well, that's where this creature gets interesting. Horseshoe crabs have a distinctly milky blue blood, and this blood is exactly what has allowed them to survive for so long. Horseshoe crab blood contains a special protein that reacts to endotoxins and harmful bacteria, called limulus amoebocyte lysate, or LAL, and it blocks it from entering the rest of the bloodstream. And of course, when humans found out about this, they did what humans do best: milk it for all it's worth, making horseshoe crab blood one of the world's most expensive liquids. This valuable blue blood is used internationally in the medical field for testing products like vaccines for harmful contaminants. But why is this so important to us? Medical products that are delivered straight into your bloodstream like vaccines and IVs sometimes can be contaminated without us knowing. With a small sample of the product and a little bit of LAL, the risk of contaminants can easily be tested anywhere at any time. Before LAL, we blindly injected potentially contaminated products into large groups of rabbits to see if any of them had a negative reaction to it. This obviously was a lot more time-consuming and arguably unethical, but it was better than accidentally killing people the same way. And by the way, that blue color actually comes from a copper pigment in their blood and not from their magical powers. Horseshoe crabs are milked up to half of their blood and thrown back into the ocean often cold turkey, and just expected to survive and reproduce all the same. The biomedical industry argues that this process results in a very small number of fatalities, about 3%. But wildlife protection organizations such as ERDG say that the mortality rate for these creatures is actually much higher, between 15 and 29%. However, in contrast to the US's mortality rate, it's expected to be near 100% in Asian countries where horseshoe crabs are often not returned to their homes. While horseshoe crabs aren't all technically endangered, they are near threatened. But in my opinion, they do deserve a level of respect and preservation for their unwilling donation to our cause. I mean, if I let you do this to me on multiple occasions, I would hope I'm getting some kind of compensation. Thankfully, there is a small but increasing scientific effort to create and use a synthetic alternative to LAL through DNA cloning. And while it still isn't widely accepted yet, there may still be hope for our ancient little friends. Throughout history and still to this day, horseshoe crabs also struggle with overfishing for commercial bait and for specialty dishes in Asian countries. Horseshoe crabs are primarily found off the east coasts of the United States and Central America, and off the coasts of a few Indo-Pacific countries. They are exactly 4 living species of horseshoe crabs on Earth, and the tri-spine horseshoe crab is the most endangered, while the other 3 are expected to join it soon. Horseshoe crabs have lived on this planet much longer than we have, and they deserve our respect for their ancient heritage and contributions to this planet's diverse, fragile, and threatened ecosystems, and yet horseshoe crabs have been mistreated by humans to this day. So if you find a horseshoe crab in need at your local beach, do them a favor and give them a boost. Don't grab them by the tail, just flip them over, and I'm sure they'll be grateful. Hello, post-recording Bug here. This is something that I've been wanting to do for a while, I guess science fact videos and stuff like that, and I thought I would make something a little bit more calm in contrast to my high energy content. So hopefully you enjoy it, and if you did like it, let me know so that I can make more. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and tell me if I suck. Thank you.